And I wanted to give you an update on how to go about assembling your roof. We have 3 different tiny houses here and 3 different construction areas. So I wanted to go over what to do in the order of operations essentially. We have videos on how to lay out your rafters, how to lay out 16-inch on centers, how to calculate the length of your rafters, various things. But I want to show and go over the steps involved with constructing the roof. So these guys right here are finishing up double top plating their exterior walls here. So you can see they've used 2x4s. They don't have theirs quite right. In fact, what they should do, this needs to be cut back, and this double top plate needs to extend all the way from here to here. So it's important to make sure when you're doing this that you overlap your double top plates. If you look over here on these guys, how they have it done, they've done it correctly, okay? Their double top plate overlaps their single top plate. There's a video on how to double top plate on our YouTube channel that you should watch, okay? So step 1 here, double top plate. After we're done double top plating, we can go ahead and start assembling our rafters, okay? We laid those out in separate videos, but the way we go about this is called the ridge board. We're building our ridge board out of a 5.5-inch wide. It's 1.5-inch thick. We took 2 pieces of plywood and screwed them together to create basically a 2x6. But the reason we use plywood is in the real world, we'd probably be using an LVL or laminated veneered lumber in this situation. We want to make sure that the top of the roof is extremely straight. So we ripped plywood for this. We made it 5.5 inches wide. We're utilizing a 2x4 rafter, okay? So if we're using 2x6 here, we want to step down to a 2x4 here. If we were using a 2x8, we would step down to a 2x6. In this case, we're using a 2x6, stepping down to a 2x4, and this is referred to as the common rafter. So how we go about setting this is we set this common rafter, and we screw the ridge board into it, okay? Same over here, we're gonna set this common rafter, screw the ridge board, and then install the king post is how we'll go about it in our class, okay? This is referred to as the king post right here. So common rafter, king post, ridge board. After we get all of that done, the next step is to go ahead and lay out your 16 inches on center for the rest of your rafters. Okay, you've cut out all the rafters now, and you're gonna lay out your on center spacing. So from the edge of this rafter to the edge of this rafter, it should be 15.25. So you'll hook your tape measure on the end of the wall. You'd mark 15.25 so that you would have 16 to the center. And there's a video on our channel again on how to lay out the 16 inches on center. So we lay out all our rafters 16 inches on center on the wall plates, on the top of our wall plates. And then we're going to lay it out again on our ridge here, on top of on the face of our ridge board. You can see these guys have their locations marked where they're going to install their rafters, and they have their wall locations marked as well. All right, after they get all that done, you can go ahead and just start installing your rafters, okay? So we install those up there at the ridge, and we install them down here at the bird's mouth. So these guys here have all the rafters installed. After you get the rafters installed, the next step is going to be the face board. And installing the face board, there's a technique to that. We want to make sure that we create this little air triangle here, and the front edge of the face board is traveling the same as the plywood would be traveling down, okay? Some people will rip a bevel on the top of this, but this works just as well to go ahead and set your face board in this direction, or in this manner. Now the other thing that's important is, in this case, we've let the face board hang out 1 or 2 inches because we needed to make room for a 1/2 inch of roof or wall sheathing that's gonna cover the end. And we also have a rake board that's gonna come down here. So we're gonna let our face board over 2 inches, and we're also gonna splice our face board on center. So what these guys did to make a nice straight situation is they snapped a line here so they know exactly where their face board is gonna go, all right? They've done a very nice job on their project here. So anyway, that's the order of operations I wanted you guys to see before you came to class, or you know, so you knew what and how to assemble your roof if you haven't got that far so far. So anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks for your time.